If you're exhausted and still chasing side gigs that barely pay the bills, it's not gonna cut it. I've got 6 side hustles that actually work, including the one that actually helped me build my $1.5 million real estate portfolio today. You just gotta do it scared. You're always going to be dispensable to a company. This is the season to build something for yourself. So I'm here for you. I personally found and interviewed people who are actually doing these side hustles and making decent money from it so that I can share them with you to get your idea juices flowing, okay? Our first side hustle is all about thinking scrappy. Junk and trash removal. Hey, hear me out, hear me out. There is so much money to be made here. How do I know? I own a real estate portfolio. And the amount of money that I've paid to clear out a house will blow your mind. And my junk guy tells me how much he makes per month. You won't be smelling trash anymore. Now, I know you're a boss, and even though you might not have the capacity to actually do the job, you have the foundational skills to build a process around this. You can easily find labor on Marketplace, the Neighbor app, or other local apps. You can even create targeted local ads to local investors, contractors, or people moving out. You can even simply start by renting a U-Haul. I've hired folks online where they showed up with a U-Haul because the upside was much greater than the cost of renting a truck. Then eventually grow into your own truck. As you grow, you can very quickly and easily transition into government contract. And you see, these are the things that people think is so complicated. My trash guy does that. And he doesn't call himself techie. As a matter of fact, he's gotten into a niche where he wins government contracts if there is an unfortunate disaster or things like that. He's one of those guys that they call to come and do the clear outs. And let me tell you, the money is crazy in that business. The second one on our list is what I call the new age currency, content creation. Content is the new currency. No matter where you are in life, you have skills, stories, experiences that is going to be valuable to somebody on the other side of that screen. And especially today, people crave the authenticity, the real stories to help others be able to overcome challenges. You can start right here on the tube, right here on YouTube or TikTok. The key? Consistency. I listen to what my wonderful audience members, my wonderful community members want. By the way, welcome, subscribe, like this video, send this video to somebody that you love. Okay, maybe not love, you like them. Maybe you want them to, hey, check this out. This is something cool she's talking about. Send it out. Like the video so that the algo, you know, that technology algorithm, they know that, oh, let's go share this with other people. The more you like, the more you're subscribing, the more you're sharing, this gets out to even more amazing people. So I listen to what you want. I think about my journey, my stories, and I find a way to bring it all together. But you know, it's scary to be authentic. I mean, I've always enjoyed doing stuff like this. So even in the corporate space, I was doing stuff like this, but it was very like corporate and rigid and don't do this, don't say this, Rosie. But now that is mine, you're getting all of me. But honestly, it's been the most amazing. The DMs that I get, the community that I'm building, the comments that I read. Hey, you guys are phenomenal. You guys are fabulous. So welcome in. So if you ever thought about it, jump on it, honey. People want to learn from others, how to save, how to build their credit, how to start a business. And sometimes you might think, oh, your life experience, nobody wants to learn that. But let me tell you, your unique life experience, just because you've lived it, is valuable enough to come and share it and connect it with something that somebody would like to know about. I'm so blessed and even more excited to see what a year from today with this amazing community would look like. Don't sit and wait, especially on just one source of income. I was reading an article, the lady that does the kids show, Miss Rachel, she creates content for babies and her revenue was over over $50 million. And she used to be a teacher. From an income perspective, that's crazy. But you see how she was able to connect what she was already doing, or at least some fundamental skills that she already had to be able to build on a platform. And you might even think, maybe let's take the children's education space, for instance. You might be like, oh, there's too many folks in there. No, I think there's room for innovation. And it's not about copying someone, by the way. I don't know if I should be honored. Folks are copying my videos. Yeah, Rosie. Anyways, what is nostalgic and unique to your upbringing and culture that you can reinvent with better music? or a different storytelling style. But don't let me talk too much, because I know you'll go and put in the effort and put out 1, 2, 3 videos and say it's not working and that you're tired. Am I lying? Remember, you don't need millions of followers. Even 100 to 1,000 engaged community members is gold. When I came on here, I thought I was going to be talking about real estate and a bunch of other stuff, until folks started reaching out and they're like, wait, you said something about investing? Wait, ETFs? What is that? Tell me more. And next thing you know, folks are reaching out to me. Hey, do you have an upcoming class? Hey, I want to learn more. And I'm literally building based on the feedback, based on folks reaching out to me and requesting what they need. So I'm taking my skills, I'm taking my experience and building a value around that. Start your platform. The next one I want to call the Green Thumb Gold Mine. Here's an interesting side hustle. I found a bunch of plants, yes, plants, flowers, trees, whatever, for my midterm rental. Now, I found these on Facebook Marketplace, and being in this business, I'm constantly getting to know folks that I buy from, that I hire on. And this lady that I bought these plants from revealed to me that she makes a couple grand per month selling baby plants. That's crazy. Who would have thought? Here's how she started. She identified popular, easy to propagate plants, learned some propagation techniques. She created a little attractive, sustainable setup. And then she just started listing it seasonally on Facebook Marketplace. And then she expanded to like Etsy and farmers markets. It's low cost to start and you can scale up as you learn. Just don't be like me, okay? I don't even have a green thumb, okay? I'm the one that killed aloe vera plants. I thought they were impossible to die. Well, you haven't met me. Why is my back itchy? Anyways, I ventured into now growing strawberries, so we'll see how it goes. I heard it's resilient. My neighbor was so excited about it. She actually did the digging and helped me plant it. So hopefully we get to enjoy some strawberries this spring. So anyways, there has to be a little bit of interest from you to see this through and see it to be successful. Stick around because the last side hustle on this list, it's been the cash cow in my business. The next one on our list, freelance your skills. This was actually a great way for me when I started to have side income and also double down on growing my investment portfolio. Back then, when I said that $12 an hour job was not my ministry and I figured out how to get into corporate with a 6-figure job, I was able to then turn around and help other people, whether it was resume writing, because I totally got scammed, interview prep, negotiations. Right now, things like graphic design, video editing is huge right now. And it doesn't cost pennies anymore. Ask my video editor. This is the second time. Anyways, there's a market for your skills. Platforms like Fiverr, Upwork can be a great place to start. And every so often I go in there to get a project done quick. Back then, when I started figuring out the whole corporate resume thing, I was actually scammed by some guy online who promised to transform my resume. And you know, it's crazy how they didn't teach this stuff in college. I hope they do now. But I remember when I saw what he turned into me and was like, this is the right one. This is what's going to get you the job. Mind you, LinkedIn wasn't like a thing back then. ChatGPT wasn't really a thing back then. But what this guy submitted, it was so bad that even me that I didn't know what good looked like, I was like, hi, you have eaten my last dollars. You have taken all my money. What is foolishness? I like to think about those days because you think about it and you're like, you couldn't even cry. Who are you gonna cry to? You just had to pick up and just figure it out. But it definitely motivated me that I was able to figure it out and in turn turned around to make a little side money out of that. And not only that, there was a very specific way for you to go and find a high paying job. I'm gonna tell you because it's one of those secrets in the old vault. You know, you never know who's watching, who could find value in this, but you're gonna have to subscribe, like this video, and send it to a sweet one, someone that you're like, oh, check out this. She's sharing some cool information here. Okay, let's take a quick pivot. Let me tell you how you're gonna find a high paying job. Now, when you're focused on finding a high paying job, you can't just go and apply to every job, all jobs, just because you might have the credentials for it. You need to focus on one job across different companies. Because what you're gonna find is that same job has similar keywords and descriptions across all the different companies because it's about the same job. Then you're gonna take your resume and turn it into a job description that reflects these job descriptions by highlighting those keywords, by highlighting exactly what they're looking for in your resume. Because the first phase of your resume passing the test is going through a computer, and being able to connect your resume with that job description, you're gonna have to imitate it, emulate it, reflect it. You're gonna have to emulate it. So key phrases from the job description. And that was how I started finally getting calls into the industry. Because I remember I used to say, I just need to get in front of a hiring manager. Just get me in front of a hiring manager. Honey, have you met me? Do you know how I sound? I was in. It was one of those moments I realized that we have everything that we need. Even today, you and I, we have everything that we need to produce the results that we desire. So what skills come easily to you? Can you teach someone to sing? I mean, I've got a nice deep tone and I always feel like I'm gonna do a one-hit wonder, okay? That's what life is about. Why don't you live it? Can you help talented kids get into top schools? I point this out because my nephew, yay to him, he recently got into my alma mater, Cornell University. Shout out to my nephew. But this is something that you could easily create a consultancy around, helping smart, focused kids who might not have the fundamental resources be able to get in front of these admins at these top schools. So whatever your skills are, don't underestimate that. Someone out there is willing to pay you to achieve their goal. Okay, you're gonna have to hear me out on this next one. I'm calling it the $10 bread revolution. People are investing in health and they're willing to pay a premium for it. Take sourdough bread. There's research or history that it's supposed to be good for the gut and all that stuff. Now there's a local baker here who clears a few grand in just a week. She focuses on specialty bread and she's not even open the whole week. She charges premium prices for it and there's a customer base because I do buy it. So there are people willing to invest in something that they like. You know, she's making dough. The key here is to focus on one product and build a brand. You see, sometimes we get so excited with all the things that we want to do. We're multi-passionate, and blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, if you're trying to make money, you need to focus. Become known as the go-to person for that particular item or service, rather than just another baker or another cook. And in today's world, leverage social media to show your process and build a community. Now, number 6, this one has been the absolute cash cow to my business. Let me call it the midterm rental gold rush. Midterm rentals cater to people needing anywhere from 1 to 6 months stay. Think travel nurses, student doctors, business professionals coming into town for projects, interns, and all that good stuff. One of the cool things is I meet some pretty cool folks all across the globe. I remember one lady that I met who was coming in from Europe. This was her first time visiting America. But let me tell you, I came in just to check on things, to see how things were going, if she needed anything. And what I saw, you know how back in the countryside, you hang your clothes out on like a rope on the outside? Apparently she does that back home. So this lady had created a line in front of my house. I don't even know where she got the rope or the thread from. And she had hanged her clothes there. And I said, honey, there's a washer and dryer in the basement. And then I came into the living room and this lady had parked her bicycle in there. Lord. And I said, honey, you see that structure back out there? It's called a garage. That's where you keep that stuff at. Anyways, what I like about this business model, everybody's focused on their careers and not trying to mess up your house. There are 2 ways that I've learned that you can start. You can lease an apartment and basically sublease it out. It can be a good way to build cash, but research is crucial. And I'm all for eventually buying that property because you're leaving a lot of tax benefits on the table. So target areas near teaching hospitals or new developments. And the way that I do it, I buy the property, or I look at one of my properties with areas that are growing and transform it into a midterm rental. And it can command some serious numbers. Recently, I had an insurance company reach out to me and they offered me 2x my rent amount. And they actually wanted the home unfurnished. So I was gonna say less, but then I had to clear everything out. But hey, I'm not complaining. But yeah, if you get the right location, this can be a serious cash cow. Imagine you're doing a corporate thing, you got a couple properties in the right location that you're midterm renting, you're taking that profit and building an ETF portfolio. Hey, boss you, queen you, king you. Remember, the phase that you are in right now is just a chapter in your story. You have currently, as you are watching this, you have valuable skills right now that somebody is willing to pay for. So here's your game plan. Start small because I just want you to start. Focus on one idea, but dream big. Stay consistent and just watch your life change in just a few months. The community members here that I have met, folks that have reached out to me, the comments that I have read, wow, who would have thunk? I actually heard someone say thunk. Who would have thought that excitement lies behind betting on yourself? I believe in you. And as always, taking that step can be scary, but around here, we do it scary.